Hi, my name is Pablo. I'm a recovering sugar addict. About 2 weeks ago, uh, more like 3 weeks ago, I stumbled on a video. Well, actually, let's take it back a little bit. 2017, I about 17 years after I stepped into the culinary world, I started to learn more about the plant-based diet and lifestyle. I think back then it was becoming more popular in the mainstream than it's ever been. There was a lot of fast food restaurants that were following suit. There were a lot more creators out there that were promoting the plant based lifestyle and diet. And I just happened to catch on to that wave, and I rode it pretty hard. For the next 4 years, I myself was not only plant based, me and my girlfriend at the time, who is still my girlfriend today, she was plant based, more on the raw plant based side. And I mean, I could have considered myself a vegan back then because I was uh, I was very much into the um, the animal abuse, which I believe, the animal suffering as much as I was the actual diet. I think honestly, I did it first and foremost for the animals. Um, I figured it would already be healthy, so I didn't really have to think about that. I just thought that I was going to be eating a lot of plants and removing a lot of fat and red meat from my diet, which were very much villainized in the time that I grew up. I was born in the 80s, and my mom was using, margarine and skim milk and low fat this and low fat that. Basically, what most of America was doing, especially in the metropolitan areas. Maybe not so much in the countryside. In the rural areas, maybe they were still kind of, all about the farming and eating from the land, and they were strong. But us living in the city, we bought into the hype. So fast forward, um, 17 years into my culinary career, where I worked in restaurants all over the world. I cooked every single cuisine. And then I was working on a yacht as a private chef in the Bahamas when I started to learn about the plant based diet in 2017. And I started to dive fully into it, no pun intended. Um, and I became radicalized, where I was posting memes about it. I was attacking you if you were eating meat. I was calling you a murderer. And I was trying to put you down because you weren't doing what I was doing and there was something wrong with you. That was my mindset back then. I was vegan for 4 years. We ended up opening up because I was a chef and my girlfriend was a chef. We both opened up a plant based, all vegan pizzeria pop up in California. We were doing farmers markets. We were doing vegan events. We were popping off. We were doing really well. We were making everything from scratch. From scratch, we weren't using any of those fake cheeses and fake meats. I mean, I was eating those kind of things on the side here and there, but because of my girlfriend, she was more raw vegan, so she believed in more of the health and the whole food plant-based lifestyle, which doesn't involve any of that processed um, alternative meats, or we'll just call it what it is, fake meats. And we opened up a pizzeria. We were doing really well, and it was just kind of taking a toll on us. My health was taking um, my health was taking a hit. I was seeing acupuncturists. I was going to chiropractors. I was doing massages. Physically, I was suffering. Always had back pain, lower back pain. I mean, I was getting like MRIs because I thought I needed surgery. I thought I had a herniated disc because the pain was just so bad. No amount of massaging or no amount of any homeopathic remedy would change how I felt, and um, the pain wouldn't go away. I didn't realize until now that a lot of that pain was because of all the inflammatory foods that I was eating, all those plants with the phytotoxins, all of those carbs that was eating, no animal base, no animal nothing. So I was really my physical and my mental health was suffering. I was emotional. I was angry all the time. I wasn't happy. I was borderline suicidal, just depressed. I mean, at one point, I wanted to start taking antidepressants, and I looked into it through a mutual friend that was on them. And so I just thought that was really weird. I guess I just thought that I wasn't doing the vegan diet correctly. So then I started to get more into like whole food plant based, where I was eating sauerkraut, we were making sprout salads, we were making our own dressings, we had a dehydrator, so we were doing crackers and cheeses with a lot of nuts and a lot of seeds, but everything was being sprouted. So maybe we were being a little bit healthier, but still, I still wasn't feeling any better. I didn't really have much motivation to go to the gym at the time, so I wasn't working out. I mean, I was working a lot, in the pop up, and then we moved to Hawaii. COVID hit, and we had to shut down our operations in California because of all the restrictions. And we moved our operations to Hawaii. We had a friend that we used to work together in the past in Hawaii. He had a restaurant. He wasn't doing very well, so he asked us to help him out, to become partners with him, because he knew how we work. We all worked together at some point in our plant-based journey at a retreat center, an all plant-based retreat center to help people to overcome diseases, diabetes, things like that, by putting them. Mostly, they were fasting a lot, so and they weren't doing any sugar. There was no sugar at this retreat, so I could see why a lot of people were getting healthy, but a lot of people were returning because you know the plant-based lifestyle just isn't. You can't live off that way without supplementing or doing a lot of uh, fats and like saturated fats. I mean, um, all these nutrients that are in those fats that we need to thrive. And a lot of it, come to find out, is in animal products. I mean, I'm doing my research now. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a. This isn't medical advice. This is just my experience. And so moved to Hawaii, opened up the restaurants. From day one, it was just very stressful. The four of us, me, my girlfriend, our new business partner, and his wife, were all vegan. So we were all very much stressed out. On top of opening up a new restaurant in the middle of COVID on an island, it was just tenfold. It was just everything was just very difficult out there, to say the least. Everything was slower. We couldn't get the products that we needed. We all didn't see eye to eye on how we wanted to run the business. Me and my partner wanted to run more of a farm to table, organic, everything made from scratch. He wanted to buy things from Costco and cut the costs and make everything streamlined, which I wish I did back then because we probably would have made a lot more money, but we had a lot of integrity in the food that we were making. So we opted to do everything from scratch and using the highest quality ingredients. And you know what? The restaurant is still there. It was very successful while we were there. We lasted about a year before he bought us out because we were just going to kill each other if we stayed there. To be brutally honest. Months later, um, so after we sold the restaurant, me and my partner, we were free. We were free financially for the first time. We had some money in our pocket, and we decided to take a year off to just kind of work on ourselves. So we did a lot of reading, a lot of growth books, mental hacks, just mental mindset books. I guess you can label them self help books is how you would probably most of the people would describe these books. And at that time, I started to eat a little bit of meat, and I was a little embarrassed to come out to my partner because I was this gung ho vegan, yell at you if you're eating something, call you a murderer, like to the point where I would probably kill you to stop you from killing something else. It was very very ironic, I guess, is the only way I can describe it. So I came out of the vegan closet and I told my girlfriend that I was eating meat again. And she said, "Great. Well, I kind of wanted to try that too. I've been thinking about that." And, I think my girlfriend wanted to do it for a long time. She wasn't so much on the radical side, not at all, really. She was just more about health. She's very different than me. She, like, live and let live. Me at the time, I was radicalized, so I was like, no, if you're not going to let the animals live, I'm not going to let you live in peace. It was very a very disgruntled approach. So anyway, when I opened up to her and I told her about that, she wanted to try some. So I think her first meal, she had an egg. And she just said that when she took that bite of an egg, like, everything got brighter. All of a sudden, she just thought that her brain was working better. Her brain fog was clearing up, and we felt the benefits of it, and we felt great. Then we moved to California. We left Hawaii because there was not much opportunity out there after the restaurant life. I mean, we were now kind of running out of money. We invested a lot of it into crypto, so a lot of it was locked away. So we had to come back to the real world and look for something to do. We just opened up a restaurant. That was my dream for about 20 years, and now it was time to search for the new idea. We were tired of working in kitchens. I had spent 20 years in restaurant life, and it's been a roller coaster. A lot of different, ups and downs, good times, bad times, terrible times, great times, you name it. I had done it all. And so we decided to take up doing some e-commerce. So we learned a little bit about selling on Amazon. We opened up a store, and we started selling after about a year. We were living in California, Santa Monica. I had gotten a job at that time because I needed a part-time job at a restaurant. It was a French restaurant in Santa Monica, and I was working in the kitchen again because I just needed to get somewhere. And after about 3 months, I had told the chef, "Look, thank you for the opportunity, but I'm going to be looking for a server job because I need to focus on my Amazon store, and I no longer have the same passion for the kitchen as good as I am. Not to like, toot my own horn, but like I'm a really, really good professional cook slash chef in the kitchen, especially because after opening my own, working for 20 years, I mean, I had the experience. Like there was no doubt about that. But I just didn't have the passion for it anymore. Um, you know, um, so they gave me an opportunity to work as a server. I became a server. I worked front of the house for a little bit, and my family is from Florida. I grew up in New York, but I after high school I went to culinary school in Florida in 2002. So I spent about 20 years in Florida on and off because I traveled a lot during my cooking careers from France, Trinidad, um, Oregon, New York, India. I mean, I was all over, and so I had moved. We moved back this year. We moved back to Florida, 2023 in May. Started working at a restaurant again. I'm serving because serving gives me it gives me the freedom to work the hours that I need to work while focusing on other things on the side. In this case, the Amazon store, now the YouTube channel, and just not really anything else. Just really focused on those those few things. And I just recently, just to kind of sum it all up, keep a long story short somehow, I started Carnivore again about 3 weeks ago. And I forgot to mention this, but when I was in Hawaii, I learned about the carnivore diet. And so I went straight from vegan to carnivore. And, a lot of people think that's crazy, but I kind of like to make this metaphor like it's almost like an alcoholic who is now like someone who's in AA. They're in church. They don't touch alcohol. They used to steal, lie, cheat, and now they're helping others. They will give their shirt off their backs. Those are two extremes, but it's the same person. And I think in life, it's almost natural to go from one extreme to the other. If you're really searching, you got to dig deep, right? And sometimes those deep ends are on opposite ends. So I think it's kind of normal. I don't feel like it's really that much of a difference. It's almost like another comparison would be somebody that went to jail for murder and gang banging, and then when they get out, they're preaching the gospel, and they become preachers, and they become ministers, and they become teachers. It's like, yeah, they didn't make a mistake, but it's like that's the life path that they chose, and then they realize that that wasn't the life that they wanted. So it would almost like life chose them instead of vice versa. Um, so anyway, fast forward again. I'm in Florida, October 18th. Today is November 6th, November 7th. October 18th, I decided to go start carnivore again. I had reached my heaviest I've ever been, which is 205 pounds. I'm only 5'7", so 205 pounds is a little bit heavy for me. I always walked around between like 165, 170, but I've never been this heavy. And ever since I moved back to Florida, I started putting on a lot of weight because I'm just like, a new place. I'm just eating. And now I'm eating like, we're going out every night for dessert. We're chefs, so we cook a lot. So, we'll buy like fresh pasta and make like, a ragu, make an appetizer. Excuse me, I just had dinner. Do do a dessert, like the whole, the whole 9 yards, because we love food so much. But I was just getting, I was miserable. My back pain was coming back. I was just feeling heavy. Like my stomach was just always feeling like it was like just popping over my pants, and it was like super uncomfortable. And clothes that I was wearing 6 months ago wouldn't even fit me anymore. I'm not the type of guy that wears like really tight clothes and has like a stomach popping out. Like I'm way too self conscious to dress like that. I know there's people out there, and good for you, but like yeah, I can't roll that way. Like I have to either look good or I'm wearing a loose shirt because I don't want. I was fat when I was younger. Maybe I'll tell that story another day. But growing up in high school, I was a heavy kid. So when I lost all the weight, I mean, whenever I started putting on weight again, it was almost like that shame started coming back. Like I was not myself. I was not confident anymore. I was not this like, this easy person to talk to get along with. Like I was just miserable, and everybody around me would be miserable too because of it. I don't know if that last part's true, but anyway, I just started my carnivore journey again. I've already lost 10 pounds. I feel amazing. I feel like, my food addiction, maybe I didn't talk so much about my food addiction. My food addiction, I feel, has really dissipated. Like, I used to be so addicted to like snacking and sugar, especially late at night. Like, whenever I had something like emotional, like an emotional, like, like I wasn't satisfied, because I don't drink, I don't do drugs, so I needed like some sort of endorphin kick, and that was like through food, through like the sweeter the better. Like it was like, I mean, I wasn't like eating Kit Kats and Hershey's, any of that crap. I was eating like, like the expensive chocolates from like Switzerland, Germany, like Denmark, like I don't know if it was Denmark, but it was just like I would, but it was sweets nonetheless. And ever since I stopped eating it, my brain fog has gone away. I've lost 10 pounds. I have so much energy in the gym. Every night I have a very vivid dream. Let's see. All my joint pain is gone. Like I used to get up from the car and have like pain in my hips. I no longer have that pain in my hips. I used to have pain in my elbow, from working out, from like lifting. I would pain in my shoulder. Those are all completely gone, or like 99% gone, like 90% gone. Like I can't even feel them anymore. Um, I'm eating ribeyes. I'm buying like the whole entire thing and cutting, portioning it myself because, I'm eating it all day, right? I'm getting like raw butter. We're getting like grass fed or organic bacon. We're doing like the healthier carnivore side. You know what I mean? Like I'm not shopping. I mean, yeah, we'll go to Costco sometimes to get like oxtail and whatnot because I love oxtail. Cook some oxtail, eat chicken hearts. We'll eat like the thymus gland of the cow, like thyroid. My background is Argentinian, so we eat a lot of random meats. Like we'll eat the whole entire cow from like tail to snout. That's just the way I grew up, and that's just I enjoy it. I mean, from the stomach lining to the intestines, like there's nothing that's off limits for me. I mean, just recently, I ate some what they call Rockefeller oyster or Rocky Mountain oysters, which is testicles. In this case, they were from a lamb, and we ate that, and it was delicious. I just love eating this way. I love not being addicted to food, or sugar in this case as much as I used to be. And I'm going to document my journey. I've already lost 10 pounds. My overall goal was to lose like 20, 25, 30 pounds maybe. I continue to go to the gym, so I'm putting on muscle at the same time. So it's going to be hard to see that weight loss, but maybe I'm going to do some measurements so I can see how much I've lost in size. Because like I said, muscle, I might not lose much in weight because of the muscle that I'm putting on, but I'm gonna document it, and I'm gonna see how it goes. I'm gonna do another video, my 30-day video, just kind of summing everything up. And I just really just wanted to like introduce myself, talk about my backstory a little bit. There's so much more that I missed there. This was totally unscripted. Just I'm just trying to like I'm trying to start this journey because I feel like a lot of people feel like a lot of people are sick and they're kind of lost. And maybe I can inspire somebody to jump on this journey and start their health journey. And and maybe it works for you, maybe it doesn't. You know, like this is really tough. This isn't easy. This is literally like coming off of a drug. And if anybody's come off drugs before, like I have in the past, you know that it's like it messes with your mind. You know, there's a lot of ups and downs. There's a lot of like there's like this little voice in the back of the head that says, "Yo, it's okay if you just have a little bit. You know, like you'll be fine." But literally, I cannot touch it at all. If I touch it, I relapse. I binge. I go off the deep end. And so I'm making this content. I'm making this video to see if anybody else wants to try it out. They can see how I'm doing, and maybe I can give some tips and tricks as I go along, while I learn, while I make my own mistakes, try things, new things. I don't know, but we'll see. And thanks for watching this video. If you watched it this far, I really appreciate it. If you'd like, you can subscribe. Hit that notification bell when I pop up with another video, and give me a like, because it'll tell me that I'm actually, I can continue to do this and people are actually enjoying the content that I'm making. And since I am a chef, I'm going to be posting chef videos of, of food that I make, how I make it, from braising, grilling. Maybe I'll be doing some like off the cuff recipes, like making waffles out of chicken. I don't know. We'll see where this takes us. We'll see if it's worth it, for me to continue to post and to share what's happening with me. Anyway, thanks for joining me.